Well, welcome back. Well, the holidays can swirl up some mixed feelings. For some, it's a joyous time, but for others, there are mental hurdles to overcome. And according to a survey by the National Alliance on Mental Illness, 64% of people living with a mental illness reported feeling worse during the holidays.
And so we want to bring in Shantala Boss. She is a licensed mental health counselor. Shantala, good morning. It is good to see you this morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Danielle.
you so much for being with us. Listen, people have mental health issues all throughout the course of the year, and we know that, right? But why are the holidays especially difficult?
Well, they're brought to the highlight, to the forefront, especially because we're missing family members who have passed and reminded of times before when we had that closeness and that connection. Also, just the expectation of the holidays. You know, everyone says it's the most wonderful time of the year, and we keep hearing this. And subconsciously, we're starting to think, I should feel amazing. I should be so excited. I should be doing all these things that are presented to us. But life feels the same. Life can feel worse. Because we're comparing ourselves to these expectations. So it makes it very difficult.
What are some healthy habits that people can start doing now to make sure they're not getting into like a bad mental state?
Well, I'm so glad we had this segment early in December because we really need to make our perspective shift. You know, all these expectations that are put out in front of us all the time, it's a lot of commercialization, and we need to remember what is the reason for the holiday. And that can be different for everyone. So, you know, if you want to have a purple tree or a neon blue tree, it's okay. Like, we don't have to be just like exactly like everyone else. So setting our expectations early on of what makes us happy, our friends and family, and not necessarily what everyone else is doing.
One of the things that I found is that more people, more now than ever, have been prioritizing their mental health, meaning they're not afraid to go to therapy. They're not afraid to say, hey, I need help, in a way that I personally have not seen before. Why is that especially important this time of year?
Especially important just because of all the stress that's on us, financial, emotional, family, the dynamics, all those boundaries that we're so good at setting throughout the year, so difficult during this time.
Let me follow up on that. How do you keep those boundaries set? If you've set boundaries with, let's say, your parents, and let's say with your brothers and sisters and that kind of thing, you may feel like you want to give in a little bit as we approach the holidays, right? Because we want to have more forgiving hearts. Is it a good idea, or should we keep the boundaries that we've already set?
We need to keep the boundaries that we've already set. To give in would be to break that rule, and then things would come in later on in the year. So whatever our boundaries are, we have to stay consistent. Doesn't mean we can't love our family and be close with them, but we have to stay true to ourselves and what works for us and our mental health.
If there's somebody out there that's watching this right now that's struggling this morning with their mental health, what are a couple of really easy things that you would recommend right now to do? Well,
self-care is so important. So, you know, that's quite a broad term. Everyone has a different thing that really makes them feel better or good, whatever it is, but making sure you get good sleep, staying away from alcohol and sweets as much as possible, and just really taking care of your own emotional state with exercise. Those things are so important. Recognizing that this is a tough time of year for a lot of people, and though we may think that everyone is having an amazing holiday, that is not truly what it is. The perspective, limit yourself from social media if you struggle with that.
That's a great point, right?
Yes. Especially nowadays.
Shantala, thank you. Always good information.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Absolutely. All right, the time right now is 9:17. We know it's a very busy morning here on Good Day Orlando, so